to Mr. UFC Vegas, Fight Club TV. I am Kyle, your host. Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the Bet Review Show. Glad to have you with us today. We're going to go over Fight Night 132, Donald Cerrone versus Leon Edwards. We're going to get into the two plays that we had in this card, our overall feeling on the card, as well as a slight preview to UFC 226 that happens July 7th between DC and Stipe Miocic. So we'll get into that a little bit. The first thing we're going to talk about is this card. We're going to go over the main event first. We're going to go over the Donald Cerrone-Leon Edwards fight. Now this fight to me here, when we were breaking it down, when everybody was breaking this fight down, it was which Donald Cerrone is going to show up. Is it going to be the guy that seemed to turtle up when things got tough, or is this going to be the guy that's actually going to go out there and he's going to be the guy that we remembered him as the surging guy who can go out, be lethal everywhere, and what was it going to really be? And Leon Edwards, the young gun coming up, who really looked sensational, I think in the very last 5 fights where he's won. And to me, this was, obviously we know that Leon Edwards pulled this out. But, I got to say that this Cowboy looked probably the best I think that he's looked, although I think that he lost 3 to 4 of the rounds within this fight. But I really believe that Cerrone pushed himself to the max that he could in this fight. Training camp, he was focused for this fight. I think he actually looked a lot better, considering what went on with Till, even with Yancy Medeiros. Like we've talked about that in the prediction show, but I'm not big on Yancy Medeiros, but he put him away. But I was more impressed by Donald Cerrone, this performance, than I was in the performance prior when he beat Yancy Medeiros. I think there was spots here that he could have easily been put away, and Edwards wasn't able to. I think part of that to me with Edwards being cocky a little bit out there, and I think there were spots he could have obviously put more pressure on him, but I think he was worried that Cerrone at any point can put you away. So I give credit to Cerrone on this. I thought overall our bet was 1 unit on Leon Edwards, and Edwards I thought looked great. I thought he really looked great, and his cardio, that was something else that I was slightly worried about when placing money on him, was the fact of can Edwards go 5 rounds? If this goes 5 rounds, can he go? And even in that 5th round, he looked in great shape. He looked like he had all of his energy still left. He just looked like he wasn't tired. So I thought it was a great showing for him. I thought that he did very well. I think that he's going to continually do well in this division. I think that his well-roundedness is going to be exciting to see where he goes. Not sure how it's going to be when he gets up to that next level of guys, that hungry, those up-and-comers that are above him and that hungry group of fighters. It's going to be interesting to see. But I thought that Leon Edwards did enough, in general. Again, I know the scores were 48-47, 48-47, 48-47. I definitely, had more rounds going towards Edwards in this fight. Just the way that he was overall able to strike more, even statistically wise, he landed more. But as well as just dominance in the ring. I thought he looked good. And again, Donald Cerrone, is a guy that we're all fans of. You love the way that this guy always handles himself, and he's a very more relaxed fighter outside of the cage. A lot of people love that. He's one of those good old boys that people like. He seems like a good human being out there. But it just seems like the career is going the other way a little bit. Again, this was the better performance that I thought that he's had in a couple. But, I don't think he's done yet at all within the UFC. He's got a name, he's got a following, so we'll see what happens with him. But that was 1 unit on Leon Edwards. We got the victory there. Now we're going to talk about the best bet of the evening. The best bet was Tyson Pedro versus Ovince St. Preux. This fight here, when the fight started, they come out, and Preux lands a quick shot on Pedro, and then Pedro literally just landed a barrage of great shots. He really looked good with the high kick. He threw the question mark kick out there. He really was landing, in a very short time, was landing some really great shots from great angles. Looked like it was going to be right away. He was going to put away OSP. He really looked like he was going to put him away. Was not able to. And the thing that bothered me, and this I really believe goes with cage experience, is, Tyson Pedro had him hurt. Without a doubt, he had him hurt. Now, was he able, was it at a point of being able to put him away? That's close. It was close. It was close that he had a chance to. But the fact that he went right to what he's just comfortable with, Tyson Pedro. And when he had him hurt, he was just looking for the takedown. He was looking for the takedown. He was looking for the choke. I think if he just kept striking, he had a better chance than trying to take down OSP, who was the bigger, stronger guy. And you saw there was, and again, this all happened so quickly because when that fight, I mean, it was, 2 minutes and 53 seconds in the first round. So, he lands those nice shots. He puts the pressure on him a little bit. And when he couldn't take him down maybe the first or second time, he kept trying to. He just, and I'm sitting there screaming, forget the takedown. Forget the takedown. Absolutely forget the takedown. Even in the clinch, he landed 1 or 2 beautiful elbows in tight. Prue takes it, and that is credit to Prue and really his cage experience as well. The fact that he was able to be in a tough situation, be in an extremely hard situation where he's taking shots, he's getting a lot of pressure on him, and somehow he gets on top of him. And again, I think that was a horrible mishap by Tyson Pedro, where he kept pushing for the takedown, and you could tell the strength was not there. He was not going to be able to just throw around OSP in the cage, which a lot of people say that's the big upside of OSP is his athleticism, is his strength, is unorthodox, and he definitely didn't think he was going to have an answer for Tyson Pedro standing. I don't think he was going to have the answer for that, but when he got in tight, I thought that would have been, there's going to be some nice opportunities for strikes for him, but the fact that he just didn't have the strength, he gets on top of him. As soon as he got on top of him, and again, we talked about this in the prediction show, the worst case scenario basically for this fight was Prue being on top because he's going to have the strength and he's going to be able to really dictate exactly what Pedro's doing from that position. If it's switched or any of that type of situation, I think that it would be obviously Pedro would have, with his jiu-jitsu background, would have the advantage there. But the way he fell on top of him was just it was just way too much for Pedro to get out of. But again, credit to OSP, the fact that he was able to get the finish, get the armbar finish. I mean, that was amazing against a jiu-jitsu black belt. It was just a great performance for him to turn around in such. All this happened in such a short amount of time, and he was able to go in there and not only get through adversity, but then be able to get the finish right after that. You got to give him credit. I really still feel like, every time I lose, I always like to go over this. And did I handicap it correctly? Like, did I see what I thought I should see? And, it was way too short of a fight to really tell what was going on. I think that the strength advantage of OSP, I probably overlooked a little bit more. I thought that the ground game overall of Pedro would be enough to really kind of equalize the ground. It would be a chance to equalize the ground. But I thought standing was going to be all Tyson Pedro, and it was very short, but the very short exchange that happened, it was all Pedro. In my opinion, it was all Pedro. So who gets the finish? OSP gets the finish, so you got to give him that credit there. Right there now, that leaves us, really wanted that 20th win. I'm going to be honest with you, I wanted that 20-8 record on the best bet. Now we are 19-9 plus 14.87 units for the year. Still doing well, but the last couple we've traded, win-win, lose, lose-win. We haven't gone on like a 5-fight win streak on these best bets, but now we are 68% winner right now this year to date on our best bet play. What I'm going to be doing, and I had a conversation with somebody this weekend, somebody who watches the channel, and I'm going to actually add all of my picks, my record. I haven't done that, and it was just kind of the way, these picks were what I had done on Reddit. That's really where I started giving predictions. And then it kind of morphed into doing a channel from the support of the Reddit subscribers and the people there who I've talked to wanted to say, hey, you should do a show and that kind of thing. So now I'm doing that, and I've only had that record. Now I'm going to add all the picks. Obviously my Edwards pick is not a pick that I keep a record for, but I'm going to go back through all the videos, get the total full record that I have as well, and still keep my best bet record. But now that we're growing as a channel, I just want to really be more transparent on all my picks. And again, it's not just about me, it's about all of us coming together, trying to handicap fights where we can, expose a weaker line and make more money. So that's really what we're talking about. Wanted to also drop that in there, as well as A quick review. There are so many great fights coming up at UFC 226. Very excited about this card. I think it's going to be a tremendous card top to bottom. The prelims are good. There's a great main card. I'm going to have a lot of plays here, probably more to the 3 to 4 plays on UFC 226. Just going to definitely have more opportunities there where there's fights that I like. Going to be placing more money on it. So we'll see how it goes there. And Fight Night 132 is in the books. So there you have it, guys. Let me know how you guys did on your bets and what you guys overall ended up betting. Love to have those conversations. If you have not yet done so, don't forget to subscribe to Fight Club TV. We are a UFC and gambling channel all in one spot. And this is Mr. UFC Vegas, Fight Club TV. I'll see you at the next fight.